Hi students, how are you? So we were discussing about the various steps of agricultural practices. So what is the first step? Preparation of soil. Then sowing. Third one, adding manures and fertilizers. Then fourth one is irrigation. Fifth one is protection from weeds. So today we can study the sixth step, that is harvesting. So what is the sixth step? Sixth step is harvesting. So what is harvesting? Cutting off the crop after it is mature. That process is called harvesting. So we will collect the crops after it is mature. That process is called harvesting. And in the case of cereals, we know within 3 or 4 months that will be mature. So we can collect it. We can cut it, or some other crops we can pluck it from the ground. The cereals and all we will cut it just above the ground. So we can do it manually by cutting it with a sickle, or we can use some machines called harvester. So using that machines also we can harvest the crops. Okay. And after harvesting, the cereals and all grains will be attached on the stalks. So we want to remove the grains from the stalks. And what we call that process? You are studied in 6th standard. Do you remember? That process is called threshing. So the process of separating the grains from the stalk, that process is called threshing. And this threshing is also done by machine called combine. And this combine, the same machine is used for harvesting and also for threshing. And this is the machine. So this is used for both purposes, harvesting and also for threshing. Okay. So it is a harvester and a thresher. Okay. Then some farmers, after there will be so many husks along with the grains. So they want to separate the husk from the grains also. And when how they separate the husk from the grains, that process also you have studied in 6th standard. And that process is called winnowing. So by winnowing we can separate the husk from the grains. So here you can see the picture of threshing. So here the grains along with the stalks, that is beaten on a hard surface, and they can separate the grains from the stalk. And this is the picture of winnowing. So here in winnowing you can see that it is held on a flat plate or a hard piece of paper, and they will tilt it slightly, and when wind blows the lighter husk particles will flow and fall down at a distance, and the heavier grains will be collected nearer. So we can separate the husk from the grains and using the process of winnowing. Okay, so what is harvesting? It is the cutting of the crops when after it is mature, and we can do it manually or we can do it by a harvester. And threshing also we can do manually or by a thresher. And by winnowing we can separate the husk from the grains. And we know till the harvesting the farmers are working hard in their fields. So harvesting, that time is a time for enjoyment for them. They are happy. So harvesting is the time for enjoyment for them, because till that they were working hard. So it is the time for enjoyment for them. So there are so many festivals related to harvesting. So Pongal, Diwali, Holi, all these are some harvest festivals that are celebrated in different states. Then the 7th step is storage. So the last step is storage of grains. So after harvesting we want to store the grains. So the 7th step is storage. So after harvesting, if we are not storing it properly, it will be attacked by insects, then a rat, all living things will attack the grains. Okay, so soon after harvesting there will be moisture in the grains and all. So if we are storing it like that, it will be attacked by all these things, and there will be damage for the seeds, and it will not have the ability to germinate again. It will be attacked by insects. So to prevent this, before storing, we want to dry the seeds in sunlight. So we should dry the seeds properly in sunlight before storing the seeds, so that we should remove the moisture from the seeds. And farmers usually store it in some jute bags and all, or some metallic bins and all. They will store it in jute bags or metallic bins. But in a large amount is there, they will store it in some silos and granaries. So where they are storing it in large amount, they are storing in some silos. So this is the picture of silos. And granaries. Granaries means storehouses. Storehouses. They will store the grains in some storehouses. That is called granaries. So they can prevent it from the attack of rat or insects and all. And in home and all, usually if you are storing rice or grains, we can see people put some dry neem leaves in the grains. So for what they are putting this dried neem leaves? Because they have a bitter fragrance, and they have some alkaloids also that will repel the insects away from the grains. So due to that bitter fragrance and presence of alkaloids, these insects and all, they will go away from the grains. They won't attack the grains. So in small amount and all, we can put some dried leaves in the grains. But in large amount, it is not enough. So people are using some chemicals. So fumigation, that means they will burn some chemicals and allow the smoke to pass through the grains. And that smoke of that chemicals will avoid the attack of insects from the grains. Okay. So last step is storage. So in small amount, they will store in some jute bags and metallic bins and all. If it is in large quantity, they will store it in silos and granaries. Okay. Then there is one table in your textbook. And the next topic is food from animals. And here you can see one table in your textbook. So in that table, what is written? Make the following table in your notebook and complete it. So food and sources. Milk you get from animals like cow, buffalo, etc. So you write the names of some other food items that you get from animals, and in next box you write from which animals you get that food items. Okay. So what do you understand from that list? Not only from plants, we get some food items from animals also. Okay. So which are the sources of our food? Plants and animals are the sources of our food. And for plants, now we have studied, we are adopting so many steps like sowing, adding manures. So many steps we are doing. So like that, when we are for rearing these animals also, we want to follow so many steps. We should give them enough nutritious rich food. We should give them clean shelters. So many steps we want to follow for protecting the animals also. And rearing of these animals in large scale, that is called animal husbandry. So rearing the animals in large scale is called animal husbandry. So which are the sources of our food? Plants and animals are the sources of our food. Okay, so this first lesson is over.